Hey everybody, happy Halloween! Whether you're celebrating today or in the next couple of days, I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe Halloween, and I can't wait to hear about some of your costumes. One of my favorite parts about Halloween is making really festive snacks to go along with all the fun Halloween festivities. So whether you're dressing up as Batman, a character from your favorite show, a pumpkin, a clown, whatever it might be, everybody can join in on the fun to make some really fun Halloween treats. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to make 3 of my favorite Halloween snacks. But of course, before we get started, let's go wash our hands, and I'm also going to go and wash all of the fresh produce that I'm using in today's recipes. So go ahead, pause the video, and I'll join you guys back here shortly. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. So this first recipe is our Pear Monster Mouse. We are using pears, peanut butter. If you have a nut allergy, you could also try sun butter, which is made from sunflower seeds, is another good substitution. Marshmallows, and I do have these little candy eyes. These are just extra. You don't need to have these, but you can definitely order those online or find at a craft store. So we are using pears, like I said, and after we've washed our produce, you want to be sure that your pear is ripe. That's when they taste the best. So one little trick that I'll share with you before we get started is to check the neck. That is the best way to know if your pear is ripe and ready to eat. So this is the neck of the pear. So go ahead, take your thumb and just put a little bit of light pressure on it. If it just pushes in just a little bit, you know that your pear is ready to go. If it pushes in really easily, it's a little squishy, it's a little overripe. And if it doesn't really push in at all, you can always give this pear a couple days, but for the sake of this recipe, it will work great. So like I said, go ahead, check the neck, make sure you're using a ripe pear. And now I'm gonna zoom in my camera so you guys can watch me a little bit closer on how I am building these pear monsters. All right guys, here is a glimpse at what these Pear Monster Mouse will look like in the end. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside, but I just wanted you guys to see what they should look like in the end. And let's go ahead and get started. So you only really need 1 pear. I have multiple out here in case I wanted to make more. But I'm gonna go ahead and take an apple cutter. They work great for cutting pears as well. If you don't have one of these, you can definitely use a sharp knife. And I am just going to center this right around the core. Push down, and now I have perfectly sliced pears. So set this off to the side, and I'm just gonna grab a couple of these out at a time. We'll make 2 Monster Mouse. So I need 4 slices of pears. Then my next step is to take my butter knife, and I'm going to just take a little bit and I'm going to spread it on one side of each of my slices. Pears can be a little juicy, which is good, right? They give us really good flavor, but it might make it a little bit more difficult for the peanut butter to stick. So just do your best. You're gonna eat them anyways, right? Oops. All right. Set that off to the side. So now I have my 4 pear slices with peanut butter. Now my next step is to take some mini marshmallows. These are going to be the teeth, and I'm just going to stick them on 2 of the pear slices. If you don't have mini marshmallows or you don't like them, you can always use like almond slices. You can get really creative with what you want to use for the mouth, or the teeth, I should say. All right, so we have that. Now we need to put it together. So I'm gonna flip my other side of my pear around, and I'm gonna push them together. So now you see the pears are the lips. The peanut butter is like the gums of the teeth, of the mouth. And now we have our teeth with the marshmallows. So this next step is optional by all means. I know not everybody has these, but if you have some of these like candied eyes at home, they're gonna be really fun to add. So we're just gonna add a little bit of peanut butter on the back to help them stick. And mine are gonna be a little bit upside down, but that's okay. Make it however spooky you want. You can add as many eyes as you want. Or you can just leave it plain. All right, guys. So that's one recipe. We're gonna go ahead, clean this up. I'm gonna add these to my plate and I'll show you guys how to make our next recipe, which is a candy corn yogurt parfait. Let's go ahead, wash our hands and clean up. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're gonna do recipe number 2. I'm all cleaned up and ready to go. I've washed my hands and I've also washed the fresh produce that I'm using in this recipe. So this is what we're making next. I have these fun little fruit and yogurt parfaits that look like little candy corns. So we're gonna walk through step by step on how to make those. First things first is I want you guys to grab a clear cup. So go ahead and find something, a mason jar, a regular dinner glass, a plastic cup if you have it, however you feel would work best. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to put yellow fruit on the bottom. So I chose pineapple as my yellow fruit. And again, we're just gonna replicate the colors of the candy corn working from the bottom up. So I have some pre-chopped pineapple. So I'm gonna use this up here. Just a few pieces. Get that off my fork. One more. All right. So I've got my pineapple. Next, I'm gonna take some halos. So we've got some great little oranges here. I've already peeled some after they've been washed, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some peeled segments to the next layer. I love oranges, so I'm gonna add a few more. All right, next is the white. So I'm going to use Greek yogurt. I have a vanilla Greek yogurt here. You can pick your favorite flavor if you like coconut or whatever that might be. And I'm gonna just add this to the top. This is where you're gonna get a lot of your protein. So you're getting protein, great calcium from your dairy, and then you got your fruit, which is a lot of vitamins and minerals. But we have to have a little fun. So I am going to take some whipped cream and add it to the top. And then just to be festive, I'm gonna top it with some candy corn. And there you have it. A nice little fruit and yogurt parfait that looks just like a candy corn. All right, guys, this is our second recipe. We have one more. It's our Frankenstein smoothies. So go ahead, set these off to the side. I'm gonna just clean up my space and get ready for the next recipe. All right, guys, welcome back. We're gonna do our third and final recipe for this Halloween Kids Cook at Home cooking class. And our final recipe is our Frankenstein green smoothies. So these are really fun to make, and in order to make them, you know, the Frankenstein theme, what we're actually gonna do is take a plastic cup and a permanent marker, and you're going to draw Frankenstein's face on the outside of the cup. I do have a picture that I'll blow up here so that you guys can see how mine looks like, but of course use your imagination, and if you wanna do a different design on your cup, you are more than welcome to. But we're gonna fill this with a green smoothie. So for the smoothie, what we are going to do is we are going to use a blender or a food processor. So I have mine set here, and we are going to add in just some really great nutrients that are gonna give us a little bit of a tropical flavoring. So I hope you guys enjoy this one as much as I do. So I'm going to just go ahead and dump in about 1 cup of spinach. That's where the green color is going to come in from. All right, then I'm going to do about 1 cup of Greek yogurt. All right. I'm gonna do about 1/2 cup of pineapple. You can use fresh or frozen, either works. Then, of course, we're gonna use a pear. So I am just gonna move my spinach out of the way. And I'm going to just cut this pear into chunks, and we'll go ahead and throw the entire pear in the smoothie. All right, so we've got pears, pineapple, spinach, yogurt. The final thing that we're gonna add, and this is just gonna help the consistency of it and the flavor, is I'm gonna use a little bit of coconut water. You can definitely use regular water, you know, just tap water, but this will just really help the consistency, but the coconut water is what helps with some of that tropical flavoring. So about a half a cup. And once we start blending, we'll see if we need more. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just clear off some of my stuff, and we'll go ahead and get blending. All right guys, I have my space all cleaned up, so we're gonna go ahead and blend this smoothie and see what we get. All right, so the more spinach you add, the more green it will be. And if you want to, you can always add ice to this instead of the coconut water. That will help too, but this one's a little full. All right, so let's go ahead and pour these in our cups. Perfect. All you need is a straw, and you guys are good to go. All right guys, and that is a wrap for our Spook-tacular Halloween recipes. I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do. We hope you all have a very safe and happy Halloween, and we'll see you guys next time for our next Kids Cook at Home cooking class, which you can find all of our upcoming classes and more information at celebratemore.com/kidscookathome. Have a good day, guys.